Hey, 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 how's everybody doing? It's the middle of the night, but when it comes, it comes. And thankfully, I'm in a position of inspiration to actually share it. Um, it's always coming. It's the coming of the inspiration to share that doesn't always necessarily present quite as readily, but there you go. So, speaking of the coming, um, that's exactly what the message that came through is about, is the channeling. Um, I've come into the awareness of my channeling. Um, and, there are many who channel and they channel. They have specific names for the entities, the beings, the light beings, those who have died, so on and so forth. Those who were never born but are just cosmic beings coming through them that they're channeling. I don't. um, if I were to give a name, I would say the Shekhinah, but then my Libra rising is adamantly opposed to the inequality of only channeling the Divine Mother when we are the divine masculine and feminine. So it would be the Elohim and the Shekhinah in accordance to the Kabbalistic traditions of naming the divine masculine and the divine feminine, just labels, names for the yin yang, the positive, negative, receiving, giving, whatever, the spark of creation and creation itself. And in my receiving what I was receiving was a message that most of us don't receive and we don't hear, because someone starts talking about channeling like I just did, and everybody's like, okay, she's a nut job, or he's a nut job, or oh my gosh, this is a crock of shit, and blah, blah, blah. So I thought it would be a good idea to share what came through, a little revelation for all of we, for me and you, regarding channeling from a scientific perspective. Because, we get so caught up in words, spiritual, religious, science. They're just words describing the same. It's all the same. Everybody is looking at life, the meaning of life, studying it, wanting to understand it, wanting to revere it, to celebrate it. All of these, all same, all about life, this gift, which for some is not such a gift, but it is still a gift, and yet, So, from a scientific perspective, we are all like, you can imagine the cosmos, or let's just keep it to our Milky Way galaxy. It's easier. It's not so massive, even though it's infinite that we're actually attached to, but just, and we can bring it down even less, just to, like, I was going to say our Earth school, but like just do it to the human family, the human species on this planet. There's every thought that we have has a vibration, an energy. The way that the brain works, our own physical bodies, the brain fires electrical impulses. Electricity, yes, that's how. So just take a minute, because a lot of us know this, it's common knowledge, but we don't actually pay attention to it. So we miss these things, and then someone comes in and starts talking about channeling and energy, and we're all just like, okay. But it really actually is just everyday common sense that you're just not acknowledging. So the brain fires electrical impulses, right, through the neurotransmitters of the brain that gets sent down electrically through the spinal cord, which then sends everything out to the rest of the body, which is why we're 70% water, because electricity is conducted through water. Okay, so went through elementary school now, because you see, we forget these things, and then it's just, we make, like, it is magic, but it's every day. It is miraculous, but it's every day. So electricity has a natural energy, right? Energy flows. There, you can't keep it contained. It flows, especially in these bodies. We're breathing energy from our surroundings and then exhaling out. We're breathing in molecules from other people's molecules, from this molecule, from whatever's being pushed around in the wind, from who knows where, what, when, and why. But it's all going through us and from us. So based upon however each one of us is vibrating, the overall vibration of our, existence, like all of our cells are oscillating, right? On the smallest, most tiniest level. They're not even always there. But so we're like music notes, you can imagine, and each one is its own note, and it's like a channel on a radio station. So it's tapped in to certain frequencies out there as well, that there's a greater harmonic resonance with. It doesn't mean that we're not being affected by all energies and we're not affecting all energies. But there are some that, see, it's so late at night, I don't even have my thingy. I can't do this with two hands, but you can imagine some of them just kind of like, I'll use my leg. They just kind of meet really nicely and just kind of go together really nice. Then others, it's like, more bombastic. So they don't really journey for very long together. So we're all channeling information, which are the thoughts that come streaming through, feelings, energy, electricity, which is information that the brain computes into what we consider to be logical reasoning, that then becomes these thoughts and spawns these feelings that then motivates us to take action, and yada, yada, yada. We're manifesting, co-creating our lives based upon what we are channeling into of the macrocosmos. So, one of the gifts that we have is, although we are each genetically predisposed to certain fluctuations, as well as environmentally, culturally, societally conditioned, habitually, the brain, neural pathways are created. So it's like, oh no, this is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we listen to. This is the tune, the channel that we tune into. This is what we channel through. We can retrain the brain and realign the mind to vibrations that are more happy, joyful, sexual, enticing, aggravating, resentful, horrible, angry. I mean, really infinite. But we can hone our skills to those that, as I like to say, bring us the greatest fabulous in our lives. And that's the whole, thing about the human kingdom is the most evolved is that ability to consciously make the choice. It's just that the choice that's been made by all of us, for the most part, unconsciously, was to follow someone else's choice, to choose a channel that's shitty, because then it's easier for us to follow their lead. Now, that can be a little bit conspiratorial theory type of a thing. And maybe it just, we became fear-ridden, a fear-ridden species naturally, and nobody was trying to govern and rule us. Who gives a shit? The point is that we have the ability to make the shift. And what do they call them? Big Brother or whatever, maybe watching all of us. But this is what we're doing in our individual lives, and it's very quiet. You don't have to go shouting and screaming about it. It's how you're thinking and feeling. So until they're putting electrodes on everybody and making sure that we're like staying tuned into the bad channels of fear, we can do this in our personal living rooms. Shit, we're doing it in our own bodies. That's how you do it. These beautiful vessels that we are gifted to stream our consciousness through and make the choice to channel streams of consciousness that are tuned in to our fabulous thoughts of bliss as they are to us, which generally speaking, after much scientific research, has been proven to be thoughts of a more love-based nature than those of fear. So it's a good thing to hone our skills in keying in to the voice of love. Alrighty, say tootsie. Mwah! Blessings, blessings, blessings to one and all. This is your ordained high priestess of Sanctuaire, Soul Sanctuary, Rev. Ronnie Lipstein. Mwah! Bliss kiss.